Hey everybody, good morning. Welcome to the Keto Mom page. My name is Stephanie, and we are back going through the book. So, as you're tuning in, where are you tuning in from? I just got done with my workout. How was your morning? Something that I wanted to say is simply this. If you had a cheat meal or a cheat weekend, or you're like, oh my goodness, it's Monday and I did not have a great last couple days, I want you to know something. It does not mean that you failed. It does not give you permission to give up. It does not mean that just because your weekend or your one day didn't go the way that you wanted to. Oftentimes people get to Monday and they'll be like, I'm messing with my hair. I know I am. Sorry. Oftentimes they'll get and they'll go, oh, I did not have a great weekend. Guess what? It's okay. It's a new day. It's a new week. Just because you may have slipped up or for whatever reason you had a weekend where you just were like, I'm going to do whatever I want, does not mean that you've got to throw everything out the window. So don't do it. The only way you fail is if you should know this, I actually say it a lot. The only way you fail is if you quit, right? And so know that, and I want you to know that we are continuing to work on your mindset. So as you're tuning in, where are you tuning in from? I hope you had an incredible weekend. I actually didn't do any lives this weekend. We had a really great, blessed, busy weekend with volleyball tournaments. And then I was on a virtual live event for leadership Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I had a really busy weekend and it was great. I learned a lot and now I'm back with you. So in this book, if you're brand new, we go through the book every single morning. We've been going through a book since April or May. The point is working on mindset. Yes, if you're brand new, we share different tips and tricks and recipes all on the page, right? So there's no shortage of how to eat and what to eat and all of the things that you want to know about low carb and keto. And I 100% believe that your mindset is super important. I'm going to read a really incredible poem to you. I posted it in the comments. This is the book we're going through. It's an older book. It was written in the early 1900s. So some of the verbiage, I'm like, man, we should get an updated version. But it's fine. Some of the words he uses, I'm like, what is that word in my terms? And so if you're following along, I will do the best that I can to portray what he's saying. If you're reading the book, I would say continue to read. He's giving you 13 principles. Napoleon Hill studied for 25 years. He studied over 25,000 successful people. I really think he narrowed it down to a handful of very super successful people at that time. He studied their life. He figured out what they were doing. He asked good questions, came up with 13 principles that across the board, all of them had done in their life. The things that they believed, the things that they felt that you needed to have success in your life. And here he talks about riches, but not just riches. It's success in anywhere in your life. So we've talked about burning desire was number 1. We're on chapter 3, which is talking about faith. And we're on page 74 if you're following along in your book. We're at the spot where it says self-confidence formula. I'm actually going to only go through a couple pages because we're going to end on this poem because I thought, man, it's super, super powerful. And so I didn't set a deadline on this book. So we're just going to keep going. I don't have the next book because there's a lot to this book. And even if we only take 3 to 5 pages a day, it's a lot to think about. So we are on faith. He talks about the power of self-confidence, and he's giving you 5 steps. Number 1 is, he says, no, I know. So he says, I want you to know, you need to know that you have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. Therefore, I demand of myself persistence, continuous action towards its attainment, and I here and now promise to render such action. So what he's doing is he said, I want you to write yourself a document, and I want you to write it down or take this and I want you to put your name in certain spots and I want you to believe that you can do it. So number 1 is, I have a definitive purpose in my life. I demand of myself persistence and continuous action until I achieve it. Number 2, I realize the dominating thoughts of my mind will eventually reproduce themselves in outward physical action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Meaning, I am realizing and I am believing that my thoughts control my actions. And so therefore, positive or negative, that's what I'm going to achieve. Third, I know through the principle of autosuggestion, any desire that I persistently hold in my mind will eventually seek expression. Meaning, anything that's up here, again, positive or negative, eventually it's going to come out in your actions. Do you believe that you can do it? If you don't believe that you can lose the weight, or if you don't believe you can get up and work out, or you can run the marathon, or you can get healthy, guess what you're going to get? That very belief, right? Vice versa. Is this making sense? Hey, where are you tuning in from? Good morning. Why don't you share one thing? I always ask for you to share something you're thankful for, right? Hey, actually, I do have a question for you, because I am going to pick another book to go through when we're done with this one. Probably won't start till mid-November. We'll have to see. If you have an incredible book that you've read and you'd like to read it again, or a book that you have been wanting to read, post it below so that we can look at them and figure out our next book. All right, number 4, he says, I have clearly written down a description of my definite aim in my life, and I will never stop trying until I shall have developed sufficient self-confidence for its attainment. So he wants you to take these, write them down, put the answers in there, put down what you're going after. And then number 5, he says, I fully realize that no wealth or position can long endure unless built upon truth and justice. Therefore, I will engage in no transaction which does not benefit all whom it is affected. Then, this is a long paragraph. If you go down, he says, I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and cynicism by developing love for all humanity, because I know that a negative attitude towards others can never bring me success. I will cause others to believe in me because I have believed in them. It's good, right? Not looking at other people being selfish or jealous, but you being a constant encouragement is going to bring encouragement to you. Have you ever heard the phrase, what you give, you have forever? What you give, you have forever. The things that you do for others, the words that you give to others, like what you're giving, you will get back. If you want a hug, go give one. If you want encouragement, go encourage somebody else, right? If you're wanting something, go do that for somebody else, and you might be surprised what you get. Just a thought for the day. He says, put all of these together, and he says, write your name and sign it and stick to it. He continues to go on. He shares some great stories of people, their mindset, the things they had accomplished. He says, if you fill your mind with fear, doubt, and unbelief in your ability to connect and use the forces of infinite intelligence, the law of autosuggestion will take this spirit of unbelief and use it as a pattern by which your subconscious mind will translate it into your physical equivalent. That's a lot of words. Basically, what you're believing is eventually going to come out, and it's going to physically show itself in the things that you're achieving in life, good or bad, right? He says this statement is true. Just like 2 + 2 is 4. He says, like the wind which carries one ship east and another west, the law of autosuggestion will lift you up or pull you down according to the way that you set your sails of your thoughts. Your thoughts determine where you're going to go, good or bad, right? And so I love this poem. I put this in the comments if you want to copy it or use it for something. I thought it was really incredible. He says this, if you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but you don't think you can, but you don't think you can't. Okay, if you like to win, but you think you can't, it's almost certain you won't. If you think you'll lose, you've lost. For out of the world we find, success begins with the fellow's will. It's all the state of mind. If you think you are outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can even or ever win a prize. Life's battle doesn't always go to the strongest or fastest man, but sooner or later the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. So, that's where we're going to stop. My suggestion to you is pay attention to your thoughts. We say this all the time, and I hope it's sinking in, or I hope you're actually being aware. A lot of your fat loss or a lot of your goals that you want to obtain starts with your mindset, and if you believe you can or you can't, because that's what you're going to get. This is an incredible saying, an incredible poem. I would write it out, type it up, post it on your refrigerator, tell your kids. Like, this is an incredible, really quick, like, oh my goodness. My thoughts become things. My thoughts become my actions. What am I thinking about? Become aware of that. What are you speaking? Become aware of that. Listen, I can say, put the donut down, go for a walk. But if you don't believe that you can do it, then there's nothing that I can say that can help you on your keto journey, keto diet, low carb lifestyle. There's nothing that I can do to help you lose the fat or obtain your goals or to get healthier until you believe that you can, no matter what. So, while this book is very wordy, it is incredible. So we're going to continue to go on this entire week. We will work through the second one, which was faith, and then let's take a sneak peek at what, man, these are long chapters. Can't even go chapter by chapter because they're so long. Oh, auto-suggestion. So he'll talk, because I keep going, what in the world is auto-suggestion? He's going to tell us all about it. Okay. Keep reading. Continue to tune into the page. I'd love for you to press the share button. Sharing is caring. It allows other people to join us. I'm always here to help. And this is the book. If you have other ideas of other books that you've been wanting to read, you want to go through after this book is done, post it below. I'd love to go through those and have you help choose. Otherwise, I hope you have an incredible day. And remember, just because you may have had a slip up does that not mean it wrecks everything. Get back up and keep going. So have a great day. I'm here to help. We'll talk to you soon.